Today, we're going to talk about how to stay focused and accountable when you're starting that return to work journey. Because we know as caregivers, as moms, that there are so many other things that we and you can be doing. And there are a lot of opportunities to hide and not do that hard work that it is to get a job because of all the things you have to do.
And I also think another thing that happens here is you become really flexible and you're available for everyone.
Yeah.
So you're available to run to the school
Yeah.
and go drop off X, Y, or Z. You're available to,
Yeah.
Go
To
meet
your
someone.
kids,
You're
to your
available.
neighbors.
Exactly.
Yeah, so true.
And so when you are doing this return to work journey, you need to look at it as prep to getting back to work.
Right.
And so you need to start some habits that are very, very important for your success. And the first one is to schedule it in. Yeah.
So when you're that flexible, I mean, I know I was always the one when I was on my break, I was the one, oh, I can't get home in time. Can you get the kids off the bus? Or we've got a snow day. Can you take the kids? And I did get into the pattern of always saying yes, and really to my own detriment. So making sure that you write things into your schedule, we call it creating office hours.
Right.
So, and you're communicating it to your friends, to your family, to the people that might try to take that time from you.
Yes.
And you say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not available. I'm working that time, or I've got my doing my return to work prep.
Yes,
that day.
and you have to say it to yourself
So
because
true.
you can be your own saboteur here, and it's just that, oh well, maybe I'll just unload the dishwasher quickly.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just hop on this phone call really quickly.
Yep.
You have to hold yourself to the schedule that you have set and determined for.
And just another little note on that, don't be too aggressive here. I mean, don't expect to go from no scheduled time to 8 hours a day.
Yes.
Take it into small chunks, or make it into small chunks.
Well, that kind of goes along
does,
with number two. And number two is to set specific targets. So as Susan said, you don't want to say like, oh, I'm going to go network with 200 people,
Right.
or I'm going to, up my LinkedIn profile to, 500 more people.
Right.
Than when you haven't even developed a LinkedIn
That's
profile.
Right.
You want to be realistic
Yeah.
here.
And you want to be realistic for two
but
reasons.
challenging.
Yep.
Yeah.
One is that you want to be able to feel some success along
Yeah.
the way, because let's face it, returning to work, getting a job for anyone is really not the most uplifting experience. It's great when you get landed, but there are a lot of hurdles along the way. So you don't want to be your own worst enemy and feel like the end of every week you haven't met your targets.
Exactly.
But you want to set them aggressively enough so that you have something to reach for, right? So, and writing them down and making them measurable.
Yep.
So as you said, it's not like I'm going to go network. It's I'm going to reach out to 5 people in this field that I want to work in.
That's reasonable and it's specific.
Right.
And that is what you want to do. It's something that's actionable. Okay, and the last one is don't do it alone. This journey can feel really lonely, Susan, like you were just saying.
Well, I think about it all the time. Like, I always think, I know I would not be doing this if you weren't here.
Right.
It's just
especially through a pandemic.
Exactly. And it's not just because we have so much fun together, because that's part of it. There's a real synergy between us, but it's lonely.
Right.
And it's easy to slip into, I don't want to say laziness, but it's easy to slip on the targets. It's easy to let yourself off the hook. So having some type of accountability partner to keep you motivated, and not someone to babysit you though.
No.
I kind of think of so we are still in the pandemic here. We're in a home office. Kelley's husband's right over there. There's this energy, this synergy that happens when one person is working, meeting their targets, and kind of helps keep you moving towards yours.
Yes, and it's also not somebody that you're going to party with.
Right.
It's not. It's not going to be all chit chat and fun. It's actually, here are our goals, here are our targets, here's our scheduled time, and let's hold each other accountable because this is important to both of us. Now, your partner doesn't necessarily have to have a return to work goal.
No,
it's great if they do. And
it is good.
And we can speak to that because we see this in the students that we work with, that when they have each other, someone who is kind of in their same boat with them, they are definitely more motivated and excited to do the journey because somebody's speaking a common language with them. But it doesn't have to be that. It can be just like what you said, Susan. It can be your spouse working in another room.
It could be your young adult, your high schooler applying to college. We've had some students who have young adult children who are doing the job search. They're doing it together. And you don't even really need to be in the same physical space. You can check in by phone. In the early pandemic, when we were still quarantining, we would just both sit in our home offices with our Zoom screens up, doing separate work, but just that energy of having that other person there doing it with you, even if it's digitally.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So there you have it. Those are the three things. So schedule it in,
Mhm.
set specific targets, and don't go it alone.
So thank you so much for joining us. We have so much more content coming up for you weekly. And if you'd like to learn more about us and our programs, you can visit us at www.preparetoLaunchU.com.
Thank you.
Thanks.